Turnover is expensive. Every time somebody quits, it's going to cost you weeks, even months of productivity. You're spending money to rehire, to retain, and rebuild momentum. But here's the good news. I've seen companies cut their turnover rate in half simply by using the right type of recruiting videos. And today, I'm going to show you how to do that. Most turnover happens because of misaligned expectations. Think about it. Candidates accept a job based on description, but then in reality, it doesn't even match. The workload ends up feeling different than advertised, right? The culture isn't what they imagined. And the benefits or the opportunities, they weren't fully clear. When people feel misled, they're gonna leave. That's why recruiters feel like they're stuck in this constant cycle of rehiring, because candidates never really understand what they're signing up for in the first place. I started recruiting about 19 years ago, and I was super excited to start this new adventure, right? I thought, recruiting? That sounded like a really cool job, right? Well, I found out pretty dang quick that recruiters had this stigma. They had this reputation of being liars. I didn't want to be seen as a liar. I want to be trustworthy. My conscience was just not cool with that. So I ended up talking to my recruits for a really long time because I wanted them to trust me. I did. That's what I wanted. I really wanted to build their trust. So I built that relationship over the phone, but I shared a lot of information because I wanted them to know exactly what they were getting into. I wanted to determine up front, are you going to be a good fit or not? Yeah, I got bonuses based off of my hires, right? So I wanted big numbers, but it didn't mean anything to me if my conscience was saying they're not going to be a good fit. I mean, because the company is relying on me to hire good people for the position, and that person, I don't want to take them away from a job that they currently have and move them to a position that they might not be a good fit. Then they might get fired because I know that they aren't a good fit just because I want to make the hire, right? I couldn't live with myself like that. I couldn't do it. So I knew that there had to be a different way. And I knew I couldn't keep going in this constant rehire cycle. Video changed that. Instead of relying on these bullet points, video lets you show your candidates exactly what to expect. It was a whole lot easier than having these long, drawn-out conversations because not only could I'm telling them what to expect, but they're building even more trust through the video because they can see it. They know what to expect because they're seeing it in action. They're seeing the environment. They're hearing from employees, and they get this sense of culture that makes them, they make a better informed decision about whether or not it's the right fit for them because they have the information and can see it in front of them. And that one shift, setting those clear expectations up front, leads to fewer surprises, more aligned hires, and dramatically lowers the turnover. So it was a win-win-win for me. I felt better about myself because I had better turnover rates, right? So they were lower turnover rates. I made more hires, so not only is that better for my pocketbook, but it is also better, like a reflection of the job that I did, right? And fewer surprises, oh man, that was way better on my conscience. So how does this actually work? Here are 3 ways videos can help with turnover. Clarity through your job previews. Remember those job previews that I was telling you for a video? Well, candidates can see what your day looks like. For example, if you're hiring an insurance agent, they're going to see these team meetings, the client meetings, the team collaboration, and the pace of your day-to-day, right? Of what the role entails. That means fewer people are saying, this isn't what I thought it was. Number 2 is connecting through your culture videos. When you highlight your values and your teamwork and your leadership style, candidates already know if they're going to fit in. People who aren't aligned with your culture, they're not going to apply. They'll opt out early. And number 3 is trust through your testimonials. When employees share their real experiences, candidates believe them. This builds trust, and trust is the foundation of retention. These 3 types of videos, when they're used together, they don't just fill roles, they fill them with people who are ready to stay. And again, this doesn't require a massive budget. You don't need a polished commercial. A smartphone and authenticity are all it takes. What matters most is that your message is clear and honest and real. If you want to start using these videos to reduce your turnover in your company, I created a free mini course for you. It's called 5 Videos to Attract Top Talent Fast. It walks you step by step through the 5 most important videos to create if you want to attract candidates and keep them longer. Grab your free copy in the description below. Turnover doesn't have to feel like this never-ending cycle. With the right videos, you can attract the right people from the start, and they'll stay a whole lot longer. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video in the series where I will show what candidates actually want to see in the recruiting videos. I'll see you next time.